Yo, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am so glad that you're here. I'm so glad that you're back. Listen, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and hit that bell notification so that way you can be notified anytime I upload. Let's get into it. All right, so as you can tell by the title, I recently, about a month ago, on my birthday actually, I had a chance to visit the National Museum of African American Music in Nashville, Tennessee, y'all. And you do not have to wait till the end of this video to know that I give this museum a 10. A 10. 10 out of 10. Hats off to the CEO and President, Mr. H. Beecher Hicks III, and the whole museum staff. Hats off to you guys. Stellar. Just all I can say is just stellar. The whole experience, the museum, everything about it is state-of-the-art technology. Nothing about it is cheap or thrown together. Everything about it was just amazing and excellent. I will admit, I didn't even know that this was an ongoing project. I read where Mr. Beecher Hicks had actually said in an interview that this idea started in 1998. I was 8 years old. But anyway, I didn't even know this was a thing. I didn't even know this was something that was in the making and that they were, preparing all this time. How I came about it, I was on Twitter. I saw this article where it says NMAAM. It was just how they pronounce it, I believe. NMAAM, which stands for National Museum of African American Music. They had an article on Twitter that was, that stated that it was finally open. So I was just like, finally open. I didn't even know it was, they were preparing. So I clicked on the article and it stated that, it was set to open in January. This was actually back in October. I had seen this Twitter article and I knew then like we were going. And by we, I mean me. And I was already looking for something to do for my birthday. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, we in there. My experience was 10 out of 10. I went on my birthday, which was February 14th of this year, obviously. The museum opened, from what I've read, they opened on their grand opening was January 18th, 2021, which was amazing. So I went on my birthday, I went to Nashville by myself, and the price itself, I think, was very reasonable. $24.95 for an adult, which I think is very reasonable. It's in the heart of downtown Nashville on 5th and Broadway, which I think is a perfect location for it. As soon as I got there, I was greeted by, I think he was a security guard at the door, very friendly, and he greeted me. And I said I give this a 10 out of 10, but I have to give this a 10 plus, because what made me give it a 10 plus was that as soon as you walked in, there was live music. There was live music in the lobby, and I am a local singer-songwriter here in my own city in Ohio. So I know how it is, when you're booked for, events and they just kind of, place you somewhere and, they just kind of place you somewhere and like, people are not really, they're not really coming to see you. So, they just like place you somewhere and just like sing, and you gotta, you think in your mind like, are people getting it? Or, are they listening? Are they ignoring me? But the young lady who, let me look up her name. I have a video of the artist, and hold on. Morgan Bossman. She was the artist that they had singing in the lobby. And live music in the lobby is always a plus for me. It really set the tone. As soon as you walk in, by now, I will have a vlog, my vlog of that whole trip in Nashville and the museum experience. It should be up on my page by now. I'm editing that now. So by the time this is uploaded, you will see it. But you see me get emotional. Like I was super emotional. It just like, you could just feel it. As soon as you walk in, you can just feel just the whole experience, walking in. So it was amazing. I get to the desk. I pre-purchased my ticket online, and I get to the desk. They give you a wristband, and I'll talk about the wristband a little bit later. They take you into this theater. The theater is called the Roots Theater. And so in the Roots Theater, what they do is they give you a overview of just the evolution of, African American from the institution of slavery to what we've contributed, what we created, what we started as it relates to the different genres of music and so the different time points. So it's kind of like an overview of what you're going to see in the different galleries. So after the Roots Theater, and it's like a short introductory film. So after that, you go out the two double doors. I believe it was two double doors. And that's where the full galleries are. And so the full galleries are, I think it's like 7 full galleries. They're divided up into different names. And I can't really recall specifically, but all the different galleries, they tell a different story as it relates to different time periods for African Americans and what we, contributed and what we started and what we created as it relates to, what was going on during that time and what we, created as far as music. All the galleries consist of over 50 genres and subgenres of, the music that we've, created and that we started. And so each gallery tells a different story. Such as like the Harlem Renaissance and jazz and, the Great Migration and blues and, the Jim Crow era and the Civil Rights Movement. And so each gallery tells a different story, and it tells a different story of what was created during that time. And to be honest, it's just so much education. It's so much education in that museum. And I will have to admit, even as a musician myself, okay, sorry. So my battery died and I had to charge it. And also I realized I have a ton of lint on my sweater, but whatever, let's continue. So as I was saying, that the main different galleries, and each gallery presents a different story and a different time period. And as I was saying, this museum is so educational. I don't profess to be a musical historian. A lot of it's due to, our poor education system and also just being sheltered in gospel music as a kid. I love to, when I have downtime, watch music documentaries, especially of African American music, and to learn different things that, of course, certain things are common, musical knowledge, like a lot of us, we're, maybe aware of the Motown history and things like that. But I like learning about things that I, normally didn't know. Like about a year ago, I was watching Bobby Womack, who is one of my favorites, one of his documentaries, and I had no idea. I love the song "Fly Me to the Moon" by Frank Sinatra, and so I didn't even know that Bobby Womack, he sang that song as well. So I didn't even know that. So that was just an interesting thing to learn. And so it's the same way with the museum. Like, it's very educational. But I don't profess to be an expert. You have some people out there, they are experts in, certain history, and that's just not me, especially on Black Twitter. It's like, you didn't know so-and-so wrote this, or you didn't know so-and-so used to sing with so-and-so. And it's just like, I get it. There are certain things that you should know. But listen, our history as African Americans, like our history of what we've contributed, what we've curated, what we've created, what we are inspired, our history is so far wide and deep that it literally would take and will take a lifetime for you to take in all of what we have contributed, all of what we have started, all of what we have curated. So this museum, you're not going to come to this museum and take it all in one day. It's funny because I was in the Harlem Renaissance gallery, and there was this couple, and we were reading about like ragtime and jazz and the evolution of it, and all three of us looked at each other and was just like, it's a bit overwhelming. Like, you can spend like 2 hours in one genre. You definitely can. I think I was there for at least 3.5 hours, and so it's a lot of information, but also it's fun. Like, it's very interesting because you just want to take it all in. So I would highly suggest, if you are going to go visit, which I wish I would have known, I didn't know then, but I've read an article that there is an available 3-day pass that you can get for like $37.50, which is, to me, more than reasonable. I didn't even know that. And so I definitely plan to go back this summer. I think a lot of it was also this time I was, there taking it in, but I wanted to, vlog and take some pictures and stuff. But next time when I go, I just want to be all in. Also, it's very educational, but it's also interactive. We also know that our rich history is very serious and is to be cherished, but it is also engaging and fun to learn about it. And so there was many interactive and engaging activities and stations. And I think, which is why I said earlier, I was going to tell you about the band there was a band that they gave you at the beginning, and so there were different activities and different playlists and different things that you could do. I'm pretty sure I'm not explaining this well. There was this band that they give you, and what happens is there are a lot of interactive and engaging stations. For example, at the Gospel Music Gallery, there was this live choir rehearsal with the great Dr. Bobby Jones. I didn't do it because it was a line to get in, but from what I was hearing, I think it was a live choir rehearsal where he sang "Oh Happy Day." It was a live choir up on the screen, and it was just almost like you were in the rehearsal with the choir. And so that was amazing to witness people do that. My favorite part was, as a person who's not really heavy into hip hop, and the whole rap scene, that's something I'm still learning. It had you create a beat, create your own hip hop beat, and it was like the West Coast and the East Coast and beats from the South. And I made a bomb beat, y'all. Like, I made a bomb. You put the headphones on, you pick your bass, you pick your percussion. The station was so bomb. Like, I made a bomb beat, but I didn't know how to download my beat onto the wristband so that I could, listen to it when I got home. So I was really upset. I was really upset that I made a bomb beat and didn't get to download it. But anyway, it was just fun. It was engaging. I think there was like a music studio, like for like MCs, you can go on there, record, a few bars, I think. And it was just really, really fun. Another thing that I really liked that was one of the presentations were like the gold and the platinum, albums on the walls. That was really nice. That was really educational and really nice to see, such as seeing Stephanie Mills, her gold record from 1979. And so that was really nice to see. And also, I was so geeked because I didn't realize that John P. Key in the gospel section, his album from, I think it was like 2000, 2001, For Not Guilty, was certified gold. I did not know that. And when I was coming up, I used to wear that album out. So that was like so nice to see, John P. Key, send his gold album, his gold record. So that was really nice. When it came to R&B, the evolution of R&B and blues and soul. And I love how they talked about, the fathers of soul. I think it is like Ray Charles, Sam Cooke, and James Brown. And just how they talked about how they integrated gospel with the secular music and they created soul. That was so good. That was so good. So that was like one of my favorite presentations as well. So it was just like, again, as I said, it was educational, it was inspirational, and it gave you the opportunity to honor, everything that us African Americans, that we started, that we inspired, that we curated, that we contributed to. It was just an experience. Hats off to NMAAM in Nashville. Hats off to you guys. And then I also read that this is the only museum of its kind dedicated to preserving the history of African American music. Y'all got to go check it out. Y'all have to go check it out. As I said before, it was educational. There are a lot of things, that I learned, and also it was inspirational, seeing the different journeys of the different artists. It really made me become more thankful and grateful to be a singer-songwriter or to be a worship leader and organ player at the church. It just made me really appreciate the fact that I came up the way I did as it relates to, even the Black church and everything that the Black church has contributed to gospel music. And appreciate, me having a drawing and a huge appreciation and love for soul music. Anybody knows me know I have a huge appreciation for old school music, especially from the 70s. And so it just inspires you. And then it's like the honor. It's the honor. And it just made me think about, I know we have to be politically correct, like, everybody's special and but Black people, we are lit. We really are. And what I love about our history and what I love about just who we are in essence and how God made us is that we're full. It's the balance of it. And I don't mean balance as, we're a little bit, talented over here, a little bit talented over here. No, it's just like the full. It's just like, you just can't pinpoint. It's like, the Black people, that's just, but it's just like we're fully like, we have full impact and full history and full talent as it relates to gospel, as it relates to R&B, as it relates to our hand in country, as it relates to blues. It's just like we are fully talented, like we are fully lit. And so it just made me recognize that even the more. So again, if you haven't already, you need to make plans to visit the National Museum of African American Music in downtown Nashville. You will not regret it. And so again, thank you for checking out this video. If you like what you saw, please be sure to like, subscribe, and comment, and hit that bell notification so that way you can be notified anytime I upload, because I know you want to hear what else I got to say. I already know you do. Thank you.